Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 37. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released December 4th, 2013, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Garfield number 20. We've got a holiday season treat for you. Pet Force, Planet Dorkin's finest, are back for an all-new adventure and the fur will fly. Next, we've got Herobear and the Kid, The Inheritance number 5 of 5. It's the final issue for Herobear and the Kid, The Inheritance. Tyler and Herobear finally face off with the mastermind behind all of their trouble, Von Klon. The secret behind Tyler's grandpa is revealed. We've also got Regular Show number 7. Regular Show always brings something new and crazy to every issue. It's always great picking up the book because no matter how familiar you might think you are, there's always a totally odd twist out there to take you by surprise. Rigby and Mordecai are up against something again, and it's only a matter of time before things get out of control. We've also got Robocop Last Stand number 5 of 8. Robocop and Marie have been set up, fighting with every ounce of strength they can muster. Marie and Robocop must face an army of android Automos coming at them from all directions. With no chance of survival, they can only hope that their deaths will mean the end of OCP. Next, we have Six Gun Gorilla number 6 of 6. Blue has almost made it back to the Blister Gate in his mission to return the dying general's love to his Earth wife. The only problem? He'll have to cross a battlefield to get there, with both the rebels and the BXF soldiers out to get him and no Six Gun Gorilla in sight. And we've got Suicide Risk number 8. When Leo decides to fully embrace his powers, something hidden deep inside him will finally find its way to the surface. With Nightmare Crew's plan in full effect, Leo will make a decision to change everything. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Catalyst Comics number 6 of 9. The hits come harder and faster with 28 pages of modern age madness. In this earth-shattering issue, Amazing Grace goes galactic, Frank Wells practices transcendental annihilation, and the agents of change stick it to reality. Next, we have Grindhouse Doors Open at Midnight number 3 of 8. The correctional transport ship Antares is home to the baddest beauties this side of the Milky Way, but when their demented warden starts taking her jollies from the prisoners' hides, the babes of Block E fix to bust out. We've also got Hellboy In Hell number 5. Hellboy helps a confused man who sold his soul for a magic whip, a story inspired by one of the Stranger Grimm's fairy tales. Next, we have Michael Avon Oeming's The Victories number 7. The Victories are behind bars and only Dee Mao can break them out. But how can they reach her? And will she be up to the task? Can Dee overcome her crippling self-doubt to be the hero she needs to be? We've also got The Occultist number 3 of 5. Our hero has turned his back on his monster-fighting responsibilities as the Occultist to be with his new friends and a new love, but at what price? Bear witness as Robert Bailey breaks the ancient pact between the living and the dead. We've also got the Star Wars number 4 of 8. General Skywalker and Jedi in training Anakin Starkiller have a deadly encounter with mounted stormtroopers. An encounter with outlaws in a cantina leads to a meeting with smuggler Han Solo, and a Jedi makes the ultimate sacrifice to save one of Princess Leia's younger brothers. Duel in the desert. And we've got Terminator Salvation, the final battle number 1 of 12. A-listers J. Michael Straczynski and Pete Woods unite for the biggest Terminator story ever. Hopping between the future and the past, this sweeping 12-issue epic counts down the end of the machine war, but not the ones fans expect. Everything's at stake, and the fates of Skynet and John Connor will be told. From Dynamite Entertainment, we've got Ash in the Army of Darkness number 2. A mysterious fighter comes to Ash's aid and helps him get away from Wiseman and the Deadites. There's a new wrinkle in the action, though. Ash figures out that a key item has gone missing, and if he survives the City of the Dead, he might be able to get home in one piece. 2 at the most. Next, we have Battlestar Galactica number 6. What is it like to be a member of the Battlestar's valiant crew? Find out in this issue as we follow the highs and lows of one duty shift aboard the Galactica. Just a day like any other in the fight to keep mankind alive. We also have Black Bat number 7. The city government tries to pick up the pieces following the tragic climax in the police kidnappings. Looking to assess blame, the district attorney sets his sight on the Black Bat, and as Carol faces the repercussions of her actions, she turns to Tony Quinn for help. Next, we have Kevin Smith's The Bionic Man number 26. He's fought everything from giant robots to bionic Bigfoot and lived to tell about it. But when Steve's best friend becomes his mortal enemy, it'll be the fight of his life. When the smoke clears, the Bionic Man and OSI will be changed forever. We also have Legends of Red Sonja number 2. The legends continue in this 40th anniversary spectacular miniseries featuring short stories by the best female writers of prose, games, and comics, and a wraparound story by Sonja series writer Gail Simone. In this issue, a young girl's life is changed forever by a chance meeting with the She-Devil, and a thrilling story by the best-selling titan of fantasy novels, Tamora Pierce. And an old rivalry is remembered in a powerful story by acclaimed dark fantasy romance author Majin Brooke. And all the while, Red Sonja is pursued across the land by the deadly assassins, the Grey Riders. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind miniseries. We also have Lone Ranger number 20. The Lone Ranger and Tonto head back to Abilene, where the town's respected marshal has been murdered. With a band of angry, vengeful deputies in pursuit of those responsible, will the Lone Ranger be able to convince them that the murderers deserve a trial, or will their thirst for slaughter prevail? Next, we have Lords of Mars number 5 of 6. John Carter and the Mighty Ape-Man face off in a fight to the death before thousands of their howling, bloodthirsty enemies. Even if our two heroes survive each other, their foes will have a nasty little surprise in store for them. Actually, make that a nasty big surprise. But there's a little twist in store for everyone, something no one, not even John Carter or the Ape-Man, could have foreseen. Next, we have Mocking Dead number 4 of 4. DIA agents Bunch and Malik at last arrive at the estate where the long-lost print of the Mocking Dead movie can be found. But is it in time to save the world already unraveling at the seams from the threat of the Zeds? Next, we have Noir number 2 of 5. The Black Sparrow and Miss Fury are a team-up that makes Thelma and Louise look like a couple of Girl Scouts selling cookies. They've got wind of a long-hidden secret Templar treasure, but they need the man with the clues to help them find it. That man just happens to be under police guard and unconscious in a Newport hospital, a Mohawk Indian with a past. The ladies decide to break him out of the hospital, and they don't go about it gently. And we've got Shadow now number 3 of 6. The Shadow is wounded, penniless, and on the run. He's down, but he's not out. Khan's assassins move in for the kill, but the Shadow knows it's a mistake to count him out. Meanwhile, Khan's plans are further revealed as he makes new alliances in New York's underworld. The deadly battle begins as the greatest pulp hero and villain of all time make their plans and set their traps. From IDW Publishing, we've got Deadworld Restoration number 1 of 4. The zombie classic returns in an all-new series from the same creative team that brought you the acclaimed War of the Dead. The lepers have been slaughtered, the people who escaped the breeder pits head for the safety of New Washington, and now the zombies are under the control of Donna, the half-human, half-zombie hybrid. With King Zombie dead, she leads the zombies. Or does she? Next, we have Dinosaurs Attack number 5 of 5. This is it, the final battle between humanity and the prehistoric invaders resurrected by Professor Thorne. Will Anchorman Bob Gowan save lives with his newscasts and ward off the attacks of a monster lizard? Can the U.S. military stop an army of flesh-hungry behemoths hell-bent on mass depopulation? And will a gun-wielding Helen Chambers make the right decision, even as a possibly mad Elias Thorne takes on a real or imagined dinosaur deity for future of planet Earth? These and other thrilling questions will be answered in the apocalyptic conclusion of Dinosaurs Attack. We've also got Doctor Who number 16, Dead Man's Hand Part 4 of 4, series finale, the people of Deadwood fighting zombie gunfighters and cross-dimensional alien invaders, Oscar Wilde debating for Earth's very existence, Wild Bill Hickok, Calamity Jane and Clara in suicidal stagecoach attack, Thomas Edison's redemption, and the Doctor sacrificing everything one last time. But is it enough? Next we have G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 197. The road to 200 continues. G.I. Joe has been set up. As most of America's elite are taken prisoner in Sierra Gordo, it's up to the few support members left behind to launch an offensive. But when Cobra realizes G.I. Joe is spread so thin, they get ready to launch an offensive of their own. This might just be G.I. Joe's darkest hour in G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 197. We've also got Judge Dredd number 14. Dredd returns to Mega City 1, still recovering from the ravages of the long fail, only to find the Justice Department under siege. Seems that someone has snuffed 12 judges in creative and shocking ways, someone who's intimately familiar with the routines of your average street judge and their sector houses, someone who Dredd himself failed to catch just a few months ago. Next we have Judge Dredd Classics number 6. East Meg 1's Mad Dog Kazan introduces the Dictatorat to a new order of command, while Chief Justice Griffin has been kidnapped and brainwashed by the Sovs. Will Dredd administer justice on Griffin as swiftly as he does with East Meg's soldiers? We've also got Star Trek Con number 3. The exclusive never-before-seen origin of Star Trek's greatest villain continues here, and the official tie-in to the blockbuster hit Star Trek Into Darkness. The legendary eugenics war lay waste to the planet as Khan fights to preserve his empire. Don't miss this all-new epic overseen by Star Trek writer-producer Roberto Orci. Next, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Villain Micro Series number 8, Shredder. The Turtles' greatest foe closes out the Villain Micro Series. A man of endless ambition, Oroku Saki harbors many secrets. This story delves into Shredder's inner mind to reveal the demons he's hidden from everyone. Will Shredder be his own undoing? We've also got Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 24, Dark Cybertron part 4 of 12, Trapped. Alone on a strange world, the crew of the Lost Light struggle against an unknown enemy. But what does this have to do with Shockwave's master plan? Answer: everything. Meanwhile, Optimus Prime finds an old friend in the dead universe. And we've got Triple Helix number 3 of 4. The team reaches out to help Trios rock, but soon discovers there may be a traitor in their midst, unless absolutely nothing they know is real. From Image Comics, we've got Burn the Orphanage Born to Lose number 2 of 3, part 2 of the Born to Lose trilogy. The events of Burn the Orphanage have led Rock down a dark path where he finds himself on a hidden island, forced to compete in the ultimate martial arts tournament, one where the participants may not all be human. New foes, new hoes. This is one oversized romp you can't miss. Next, we've got Carbon Gray Volume 3, number 1 of 2, Mother of Revolution, Part 1. Long ago, a child fled a revolution. She stole another's name, betrayed a king, took his country to war, and turned sister against sister, all to reclaim her father's throne. She is Raisa Vasileva, illegitimate child of a czar, queen of Middle Europa, and now destroyer of all things. The Sisters Grey return for the final devastating chapter of Carbon Gray. We've also got Elephant Men number 52, Picking Up the Pieces, Part 2. Farrell and Hip Flask are investigating a tragic love's tiff, but perhaps there are bigger issues at stake. Next, we have Great Pacific number 12, Nation Building, Conclusion. Chaz Worthington has survived terrorist attacks, outlaw regimes, enemies abroad, and even more enemies at home. But if New Texas is to become the sustainable plastic nation of his dreams, he'll need to figure out just who his friends truly are. Next, we have Invincible Universe number 8, Red Eye rules Rio de Janeiro from behind the gold-plated bars of his prison palace. We've also got Prophet number 41, Die Hard looks back at his life thousands of years ago to his first encounter with the Earth Empire. Next, we have Reality Check number 4 of 4, Dark Hour has been defeated. Will is forced to man up and face the maniac devil inside on his own. If he loses, all hell breaks loose. Devil will kill the women he loves and continue an unstoppable homicidal reign of murder and mayhem. We've also got Spawn number 238, A History of War and the Origin of the Dead Zone. Jim's struggle to control his new life is put into perspective as Cagliostro reveals the secrets of the Dead Zone. From the temptations of Eden to the wars of today, the whole of human history has been tainted with conflict. While Cagliostro's motives may not be clear, his first lesson for Jim just may change his life and alter the course of heaven and hell's eternal war forever. Next, we have Think Tank number 11, World War III is imminent. The only person stepping forward to prevent it is slacker genius Dr. David Lauren. Can a lab rat who's never even fired a handgun stop a weapon of mass destruction's destruction? And we have Velvet number 2. On the run from her own agency, Velvet must find out what really got Agent X-14 killed. And the only way to do that is to retrace his steps. And that's a pathway of dead bodies, ruined lives, and angry mercenary soldiers. And along the way, one of Velvet's darkest secrets is revealed. Don't miss the second issue of this white-hot new series from the hit creator of Captain America Winter Soldier Saga. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Quantum and Woody number 6, bravely laying their lives on the line, unwittingly to uphold the ideals of a multi-billion-dollar private security corporation. Quantum and Woody have blundered into a suicide mission, and if they make it out alive, it only means a whole new world of trouble for our dyadic duo. And we've got Shadow Man number 13, all new creative team, all new arc, all new beginnings. Comics icon Peter Milligan and acclaimed artist Roberto De La Torre drag Jack Boniface into his blackest depths yet. When a troubled young man with a history of violence and a penchant for blackouts meets an overwhelming source of power with a mystical scythe, the results are doomed to be destructive. A voodoo loa has possessed Jack Boniface, or so he believes, but after Jack awakens in an alleyway covered in blood, he embarks on a journey across lands of shadows and death to discover if he can expel the dark force that seized control of his life, and which may be responsible for a violent rampage through New Orleans. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out there as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.